und willkommen beim Europäischen Parlament. Mein Name ist Lavinia und ich komme aus Rumänien.
Bună! Bine ați venit la Parlamentul European. Numele meu este Albrecht și sunt din Austria.
As you must have realized, it is actually the other way around. But today we are celebrating Multilingualism Day and we love discovering other languages.
We are here in front of the European Parliament in Brussels. And today we'll walk you through some relevant facts about the EU, the Parliament, and the unique relation of the EU project with languages. Ready? Fasten your seatbelt.
C'est parti!
We're standing here in the European quarter of the city of Brussels. The capital of Belgium is generally referred to as the capital of the EU. It mirrors the Union's diversity, as it is one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. It hosts more than 300 representations of EU regional and local authorities, and they employ here around 40,000 people. The city of Brussels is diverse and young, with approximately 70% of its population made of people of foreign origin. Brussels is the official seat of the main institutions of the European Union: the European Commission, the Council of the European Union, and the European Council. As you may have noticed, we have not mentioned the European Parliament just yet. Let's imagine you want to meet a member in the European Parliament. Tip: you'd better be clear where you'll meet, since you might absent-mindedly set off for Parliament's official seat in Strasbourg, only to find that the member is waiting for you in Brussels, since members of the European Parliament usually work 3 weeks per month in Brussels.
Wait, Strasbourg? Yes, the Amsterdam Treaty from 1997 states that 12 times per year the 705 members of the European Parliament gather for the plenary sessions in Strasbourg, the official seat of the institution and the capital of the Alsace region, a symbol of Franco-German reconciliation. Over the years, to bring Parliament closer to Commission and Council, committees and political groups meet in Brussels, and also additional plenary sessions are organized here. And we are not done yet. Parliament Secretariat officially work in Luxembourg. So remember, the Parliament spreads over 3 workplaces: Strasbourg, Brussels, and Luxembourg. Here we are in front of the visitors' entrance of the European Parliament in Brussels. You can visit the European Parliament and its plenary chamber yourself. And now, please follow us inside the Parliament seat in Brussels.
We are here at the visitors' area of the European Parliament. Have a look at all these different flags. The EU is a large, diverse family of 27 member states. Its motto speaks for itself: united in diversity. So what does this mean? United talks about our common history as Europeans who have come together in the form of the European Union to ensure peace and prosperity and to find common solutions to common problems. It also highlights that the EU is not just an internal market of 440 million consumers, but also a community of values: respect for human dignity, freedom, democracy, equality, rule of law, and respect for human rights, including the rights of minorities. These fundamental rights apply to all of us, EU citizens, regardless of our status or origin. The European Parliament defends democracy and the rule of law at European level. To help you envision this idea, have a look at this magnificent sculpture, Confluences, created by Belgian artist Olivier Strebelle. Its trunk symbolizes the common values of the Union. The intertwined branches symbolize the member states and their connectedness. If you were to touch any branch, all other branches will be set in motion and will resound, meaning that an issue that affects one member state will affect all others. As you might notice, branches come in different sizes and shapes. So we get to diversity. Our strong point is the union of 27 countries, bringing together many cultures, traditions, and languages, and we are proud of that.
Now let's turn our attention to the members of the European Parliament, or MEPs. We've mentioned earlier this number, 7,500 members from all 27 member states of the European Union. They form the largest transnational parliament in the world. As you can see, the number of seats per country goes from 6 to 96. It depends on the population size of the country. Germany, with over 80 million inhabitants, has 96 MEPs. And the smallest countries, such as Malta, Luxembourg and Cyprus, each have 6 MEPs.
Let's have a closer look at the elections. Every 5 years, we, citizens of the Union, elect directly members of the European Parliament who will represent us at EU level. Members of Parliament elect the President. After the elections, the members of the European Parliament will not sit in national groups, but will organize themselves in political groups, based on their political ideas. Currently, there are 7 groups who represent altogether 190 parties from all over Europe. Members come together in the plenary chamber to defend your interests. It is easy to make the difference between the 2 plenary chambers, or hemicycles. In Strasbourg, there is blue furniture, while here in Brussels the color of wood dominates. Each member sits in an assigned seat, in an alphabetical order within their group, with political groups' presidents in the first row. The European Parliament is not only diverse in terms of political ideas, but also with regards to members' age, gender or background. We are a rather young parliament. In the last European elections, many young people voted, and a considerable number of young people actually were elected members of the European Parliament. The European Parliament stands for gender equality, with women representing 41% of members, the highest proportion in the history of all its 9 legislatures. Members have very different career backgrounds. They are not only career politicians. The wide variety of former roles bring together teachers, lawyers, doctors, but also former cosmonauts, political dissidents, theater directors, and even a professional master chef.
So let's explore how MEPs work. MEPs have 4 important duties to fulfill. Exert democratic control. This means electing the European Commission President and confirming the College of European Commissioners. Act as co-legislator together with the Council, so in other words, to pass European laws. Give the green light to the EU budget. And ratify treaties signed by the EU. Let's have a closer look of how EU passes laws.
The decision-making is different than in national parliaments, because we have no fixed majorities or a permanent coalition. Before each vote, the members have to find a majority. This mostly happens on the level of the committee or the engine rooms of the parliament. Members spend most of their time in concrete, often very detailed discussions about European issues. We'll take an example. The largest parliamentary committee is ENVI, which looks into environment, public health and food safety. You can also get a glimpse of the representatives of the other important European institutions. At the President's right, there are seats reserved for the Commission, where you'll often get the chance to see Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission. The European Commission represents the executive power in the European Union. President von der Leyen or any of the commissioners come here to explain their actions and present initiatives for EU laws. On the left, we have the seats reserved for the Council of the European Union. The Council represents the member states' governments' positions. It brings together ministers from all 27 EU countries, such as education, environment, agriculture, and so on. Member states hold the Council's presidency on a rotation basis for 6 months. The Council, together with Parliament, are co-legislators, which means that both institutions debate and amend the draft EU legislation proposals. In short, Parliament forms a triangle with the 2 other main players. The European Commission makes the law proposals. Parliament, which represents the European citizens, and the Council, which represents the 27 national governments, have to agree on a common text. which then becomes law in all EU countries.
So, with 705 members, how does this work in practice in Parliament? It's time to look at the plenary. This is when all MEPs meet to debate and vote. Voting sessions take place every day at midday during plenary, and members have two options to vote. First, they can simply raise their hands. In this case, the President assesses where the majority is, for or against. Second, members vote electronically, in favor, against, or abstain. The computer counts the votes and displays them on these big screens.
As you have seen, with a full hemicycle, members could not respect social distancing. But as the President said in March last year, no virus can stop democracy. So, during the COVID-19 crisis, Parliament had to innovate. Members voted digitally, worked from home and attended meetings via video conferencing tools. You can watch the debate from the gallery or from the comfort of your own home, thanks to the streaming on the European Parliament website, interpreted into all official EU languages.
We have been speaking a lot about diversity, and one of the most spectacular aspects of it is the European Parliament system of multilingualism. What is now the EU started out with 6 member states and 4 official languages. Today, we have 27 member states with 24 official languages. MEPs have the right to speak their own language, listen to the debates, and have access to documents in the language of their choice, as long as it's one of the 24 official languages, of course. All this is possible thanks to the highly qualified translators and interpreters of the EP. Actually, when you watch a plenary session, you will witness the largest linguistic service in the world. Members of the European Parliament can take the floor in any of the 24 EU languages and will be simultaneously interpreted into the other ones so that members can understand each other's and, obviously, so that you can understand them too.
How does it work concretely? Interpreters are fluent in several languages, which they interpret into their mother tongue. And they must familiarize themselves with the topics before the meeting. There are 3 interpreters in each of the 24 booths. If you are good at math, you will realize that 3 interpreters in each booth can't possibly cover all the 552 possible language combinations flying during the plenary. Therefore, interpreters work with relay languages when needed. So imagine a member of the European Parliament takes the floor in Romanian, but none of the interpreters in the Croatian booth understand Romanian. In this case, the Croatian interpreters pick up, for example, the English or French interpretation and take it from there into Croatian. As this works very smoothly, it's almost impossible to know when a relay language is in use. Do you want to see or hear for yourself? You can follow live all plenary sessions on the European Parliament's website or replayed in all 24 official EU languages.
What about the written word? Here translators come into play. While interpreters work with the spoken language, translators take care of all written documents circulating in the European Parliament. Reports, resolutions, opinions, amendments, research work. Multilingualism ensures citizens access to the EU institutions and to the legal texts that affect them. You can interact with the European institutions in any of the official languages by, for example, submitting petitions or requesting information, and you will receive a reply in that same language.
Now that you have a better picture of how EU law is made, let's see how you can get involved beyond following a plenary session or contacting your MEP. We are here on the Agora Simone Veil, bearing the name of the French politician who was president of the first directly elected European Parliament. Let's project ourselves into the future of Europe. What does it look like?
It's up to you to decide, no matter where you are from or what you do. Now it's the time to think about what future you want for the European Union. The European Parliament, the Council, and the European Commission have committed to listen to you and to follow up on your ideas.
People from across Europe will share their ideas and help shape our common future around 9 key priorities and challenges, ranging from climate change and environment to digital transformation, from health to EU democracy.
To participate, you can access the multilingual digital platform at futureeu.europa.eu, where you can share your ideas online in any of the EU official languages. European citizens panels will discuss these contributions and put forward proposals.
We also invite you to join the Together EU community. You can get information about the European elections in 2024 and help democracy play its rightful part in the European Union.
If you are in Brussels or Strasbourg, you are invited to visit the plenary chamber of the European Parliament live.
Thank you for watching, and remember, die Zukunft liegt in deiner Hand.
Viitorul este în mâinile tale.
The future is in your hands.